Where are you, my love? Our celebration is still in full swing. You can't just leave like this. Not after all the parishioners put so much work into our celebration. I'd like to believe that this was a spur-of-the-moment decision, and not that you chose to wait until nightfall to try and leave. I know the sudden change of your status in our parish must have been very overwhelming, but to leave just as they're going to introduce us? Quite disrespectful, don't you think? Perhaps you just wanted to see your old quarters on the compound one last time before coming to live with me. I suppose I could understand that, but if that was the case, I would have gladly walked you here myself. There's no need to hide from me, my love. Even now, these quarters are so dark and empty. Everyone's out in the fields, celebrating and dancing and singing. Wouldn't you rather be there in the light, rather than hiding here in the dark? My love, this game you're playing is cute, but I'm getting a bit impatient. I'm sure the others are waiting for us. Don't you think it'll look bad for you to go missing after I announced our union? Don't you think that the others would be concerned? Possibly even disheartened by the wavering faith of their so-called ray of hope? And what am I supposed to do if you go missing? What am I to tell them? The questions they'll ask, I don't know if I can handle them alone. This community, these followers, they'd do anything to help the higher power. And I'm sure they would have absolutely no problem finding you, no matter where you try to go. Do you really think you can remember every single face in our parish? No matter where you'd go, there'll always be one of us right behind you, watching. Because we'll do anything at all to keep our community intact. Anything to keep our little ray of hope safe. Even when you have these foolish lapses of judgment. There's nowhere left to run, my love. Don't you think there's a reason why we keep these quarters with no back doors? Why the windows only open ever so slightly? It's to keep our little lambs from going astray. To make sure the demons in your mind don't have their way. This way, even if they try to make you leave, you never truly can. Can you? I knew I'd find you. Oh, look at you. Did I startle you, my treasure? Well, I must say I was quite startled when you vanished so suddenly, so perhaps you and I are even now. Come, take my hand. I think it's time we end this little game of hide-and-seek. Don't you? Come now, you know you want to. There's nowhere left to run, my love. All that's left now is for you to simply accept your fate. There you go. Now let's head back. You're quite perceptive. Yes, you're right. This isn't the path back to my room. It isn't the path back to the main fields either. No, the celebration isn't over. I just figured I'd show you something special. A place that only a select few have ever seen. Your status comes with special privileges now. And this is one of them. This is a place that I lovingly call the Oasis. When I first started this parish, when the higher power first spoke to me and told me of my purpose, I had quite a hard time convincing others of the validity of this holy word. Even the ones that did believe me would have lapses in judgment every now and then, just like the ones you've been having lately. And when they did, I would bring them here. When it was time to leave, their faith in me and in the higher power would be stronger than ever. Well, many different things happen down here. We'll recite literature, we'll do some soul cleansing, and we'll recount life experiences. All for the greater good, of course. Yes, I did say soul cleansing. This place is meant to show you what life is in the outside world. How the rest of our feeble species lives, walking around in the dark towards their own destruction. Once you've seen how terrible life can be without our faith, you will come to embrace us unconditionally. You'll come to embrace me unconditionally. No. I won't have you running off again. Not again. As long as your hand is in mine, I'll never let you go. Fight all you want, but your cleansing starts now. I just can't let these intrusive thoughts taint you in this way. Yes, I'm going to blindfold you. This is all symbolism, my treasure. Your arms chained apart, your eyes covered. It scares you, doesn't it? I can hear your breathing getting heavier, unsure of what will happen next. Isn't it terrifying? Isn't it completely unnerving? Being so unsure of what path this life of yours will take. Unsure if what follows is a gentle caress of your cheek or the sting of nails in your back. It's all right, you can scream if you'd like. Let out those demons that have taken hold of you. Do you remember how we first met? How bleak your life was? Do you remember how you described it to me? As if life was a bad movie filled with fake scenarios and even faker people, and you were just watching and waiting for it all to end. And the end was coming, wasn't it? Faster than you thought it would. Each passing day you felt yourself sinking deeper and deeper into the void, your own emotions slipping away from you. You became so very numb. You'd try to get out, distract yourself with useless hobbies and outings, but every night when you'd lay back down again, there it was, that dark void, whispering to you. Do you remember what it said? How worthless it made you feel? The way the voices would pull you deeper and deeper into the dark, convincing you that it's the only life you deserved, that you were alone and that no one was coming to save you. Yes, my love, remember that darkness, that fear that you felt as it ate you from inside. What did it feel like to be just another number out there in that cruel world, just a worthless grain of sand? It's okay to cry. It's okay to scream. I want you to. I want you to feel how painful it was. The darkness that would make your eyes bleed and silence that would rip out your eardrums. Don't you remember how worthless you were before me? How dark and cold your mind would get without me? How deep you would drown in your own misery. You were nothing before me, weren't you? You were nothing. Say it. Let those demons in your mind hear you. You need me. Don't you? Only I could take all that pain away. Give you a direction. Something to strive for. Something to believe in. This church was your lifeline, and I am your salvation. It's amazing how darkness can be so blinding, and how silence can be so very loud. This world is truly evil, my treasure. And that is why we must work so hard to save not only ourselves, but our fellow man as well. The same darkness that held you captive is what others outside our faith feel every single day. Would you really want to leave and willingly return to that hellscape? Would you so thoughtlessly give up your standing in our faith and condemn us all to destruction and ruin? No. No, I didn't think so. I knew you would see the right way. It hurts to remember, doesn't it? Oh, yes, we're done for tonight. I think you've had enough. However, I do think that spending the night down here would do you some good. Chains and all. The pitch-black darkness and the silence of this room will be more than enough to put an end to those intrusive thoughts. No, don't worry, my love. I'll come back for you in the morning. It's just another way to prove to you how much you need me. And what is our creed? To embrace your truest self through the teachings of our divine leader. And who is that leader to you? That's right. It's me. Now, you sleep well, my treasure. I'll be back in the morning. I promise.